Hello. Okay. Hi guys. Doing pretty well. Hopefully. I can get you a lot better. That is if you really are a Harry Potter fan or care about Universal and stuff like that, because I got really good news. This is going good over here with this. Awesome. I've been so excited about it. So, basically, in the past, I want to say it was, I have the date or so. I'm going to be like, there'll be captions on the video. There'll be video, pictures and stuff like that. That way you can guys can read this as you go. But, oh gosh. It was at like the very beginning of January. Universal actually went and announced that they are going to, well, they already announced, I'm sorry, before, from my last video, that they were definitely going to be expanding onto the Wizarding World, but they actually, gave some real info as to what they're going to be expanding on, this guy for, I forgot the name, there's so many websites I go to, Theme Park Insider, but this guy, he's like a publisher for it and all that, and his name is Robert Niles. And he's basically a publisher, and he went to Universal, and they kind of for, I guess, a press thing, they let him, and he's the only one so far who, well, that's not on the membership that's going to be actually working on the project. They let him look at the blueprints, basically, of what they're going to be building, and from what he said, it looks spectacular, just amazing. So we already know about Jaws being closed down, which it is now. In January 2nd, 3rd was its last day at 9 p.m. They had this big final ride, and I wasn't able to go, but I heard it was great. So it lives on in our hearts. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Well, sort of. It does have to do with Jaws. They're actually, now that it's going to be demolished, the entire Jaws area, which I'm going to show you on this, I'll bring up a map. The entire Jaws area, as you can see, all of this is going to be demolished. In all of it, from disaster to fear factor. So that's quite a bit of land, and if you look in comparison from that to the original Wizarding World, it's almost the same. So they're going to be doing that for the Wizarding World, and now I don't know where some people are getting other ideas from, because originally they talked about they're doing a Yumi and Dupree type thing, and I'm like, okay. So I mean, I guess that would have been cool, but come on. Adding to Wizarding Worlds is just going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. So, on to info about what they're going to be adding, what was in those blueprints. First and foremost, the main star of the attraction is going to be Gringotts Bank. That's what everything is talking about. Everybody's talking about that. The plans are all showing that, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. So, we mostly think it's going to be that. And if you really think about it, in the movie, Ollivanders is not, it's not it's in Diagon Alley. It's not in Hogsmeade. So I'm not sure if they're going to switch that over, but it's going to be a something acre. I don't know. You see how big it is. It's so many acres. Or probably an acre or so. I don't know. Anyway, the main attraction is going to be, it looks like Gringotts. It's a huge building, and it's right in one of the very first things that you come into whenever you enter the park. And then as well, they're having basically the alley. They're going to have other little shops and stuff. We'll probably see more of those amazing gift shops with all their theme and cool things to buy and stuff. But there's also another one that is it's labeled as about 9,000 square feet, and it looks like it's set up to be a restaurant. So not only are we going to have the 3 broomsticks, but we're going to have another restaurant, which I really don't know what it could be, but the Leaky Cauldron, maybe, is what they're thinking. I mean, that possible, very possible. So basically, so far, you're going to walk in, and the way that they have you entering is set up so that on the blueprints, they only show one entrance. So there's only, it's going to get a little crowded, and that may not be the best, but it definitely signifies, in the books, how, well, in the movie as well, how Harry had to enter through that secret passage where you would do the whole, bricks and all, and everything, like, opened up, and there's just a small hole, because it's supposed to be secret. So that's what it is. That's what it's signifying. There's only one entrance in and out, so you're going to have to go around the park to get in and around to get out. If you're in disaster, all the way around. So I guess that's maybe not the most convenient, but I think it's a pretty smart idea. I really like it. Plus, it may help keep it so it's not too packed inside that part of the park. Now, getting there wise, we I don't know if I ever posted this on the last one. I know that Goofy 199773 did, and he talked about it a little bit, I think. But yeah. There was in the books. They're calling this whole thing Project 722, I believe. And in the books, when you turn to page 722 in the final, why is it getting all blurry? In the final book, it talks about a good description of Hogwarts Express, and they're like on the train and stuff. And so when you really think about it, it's like, wait a minute, 722. It's talking about the Hogwarts Express, and they did say that they wanted to add the Hogwarts Express. And then this guy shows the blueprints, and it says that they're not exactly sure what it is, but every single time it is in the exact same position. So it's definitely constant, and they know what it's going to be. They're just not giving much information about it. But what we've deduced is that it's definitely going to be the Hogwarts Express, which would be meaning that they're going to have a I guess you could say backstage or backlot entrance as well. So they want to link the two, Wizarding World to Wizarding World, like, which makes sense. It really does, because they also said that, and I don't think they expounded on this enough. I really don't, because this was big to me. But it talks about yeah, okay. So, the attraction points into a back house access road, which would initiate the thought of, back, like, alleys where, like, employees would be working and stuff like that. It's the part that you don't really see. It's backstage, almost. So, back of house access road that runs straight into the rear Sinbad Theater, where the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is expanding in Islands of Adventure. Which means they're getting rid of Sinbad. And I was like, what? And that's the only thing that they talk about. They just, like, said it just like, oh, okay, well, it's going to be expanding. The Wizarding World in Islands of Adventure is going to be expanding into Sinbad. So I guess that means that we're getting both. We're going to get a new Wizarding World completely in Jaws, and then the other one's expanding too. Which, I mean, it's cool and all, but I like Sinbad. I'm really going to miss it. But at the same time, it is cool to have more Harry Potter, but at the same time, Jaws, well, and then Sinbad too. I like that one. I really did. So, either way, back to the facts. They probably will be demolishing Sinbad, like they said they've been planning to do. And, they'll add, I guess, like the station there for the Hogwarts Express. That way there'll be like a train that'll take you from here to the other part of the park. And of course it'll only be for people who have like a 2-park pass, so if you only have a pass for Islands of Adventure, you're not going to be able, even if you're in the Wizarding World at Islands of Adventure, you will not be able to go into USF, Universal Studios Florida, when they have their Wizarding World. So, just because, it's still 2 different parks, so either way, just get a 2-park pass. There's no point in getting one. There's no point. So, or you can get an annual pass. Gonna do a little bit of advertising for you, Universal. Buy an annual pass, it's really worth it. So, yeah, going back to that, so there's 2 ways to get in. There's the secret path, and then there's this train, which will probably take you straight into the park, I'm assuming, from what it looks like. So that'll be pretty cool, being able to have the Hogwarts Express. It'll be a nice little ride, and they really have needed to connect the 2 parks, because when you're all the way all the way out in Universal Studios Florida, and you're like in the back where Jaws is and what used to be. And let's say a lot of times like we'll like to go back and forth, my friends, family, and I, and all that. So we'll be way back there, and then we'll like, oh, let's go on, the Dueling Dragon Challenge, whatever you want to call it, or the Wizarding World, or whatever it is. And you can't. You got to go all the way into City Walk, all the way around City Walk, and then back in all the way down to the park, and it's like, whoa. So now you can actually do that. Now you can shoot right across. So, onto the Gringotts ride. It really looks amazing. It really does. We're going to be expecting sort of the same thing that was in the Forbidden Journey, in the way that it's going to be a lengthy ride, well, hopefully a little bit longer of a ride. The queue line will be the same from what they've said, where they got you going through quite a few different places. Looks like you'll go through some of the, you'll walk through the entry hall, and you'll go to the, like the banker's hall, you'll go see the vaults. You know how they have all the vaults everywhere, like whenever they stole, like the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, whatever you want to call it, whichever way it goes for you. You know how they have like those vaults, or even the vault for the final, the Deathly Hallows, whenever they have to go and get the Horcrux from there. Oops, did I spoil that? No, everybody already knows, I'm sure. Anyway, so yeah, you know how they have all those little vaults and stuff like that. So you'll be able to go through that, and the main hall, Banker's Hall, Bill Weasley's office too. Nice. The elevators. So they're actually going to take you up some of the elevators that you're actually going to enter an elevator. They're going to have multi floors for this. So, because I mean, I guess there really isn't as much room as there was for the original Wizarding World when they built the Forbidden Journey. That is a huge. When you see it on the map, it is big. It's a big building. This one will not have quite as much room, so they're going to have to kind of stack it a little bit. But it looks like it's going to be a coaster, an indoor coaster, kind of like the Mummy. But I'm definitely more, which Mummy's great, but this one I think they want to expound on it and make it more ingenuitive. Like they're going to have it where the rail platforms will drop and raise, and you'll be turning on them and stuff like that. But as you can see, here's the floor plans, and it looks pretty good. It looks actually really, really cool. I really do like the plans for this. So there's about, what, 3 rows, with each with 4 in them. So that gives about 12 people per car, and it looks like the rocket's set up where there's 2 X-car systems. So, I mean, it looks like they're basing it off of that. So, hopefully they won't be going with that stupid German company again. Messing up the frickin' rocket, thank you. And that's pretty much all we kind of know about the ride as much. It'll definitely probably be a coaster. We could kind of see the artist's sketch and blueprints of what it's supposed to look like. As for the actual cart goes, I think it's supposed to have like speakers on it as well, for kind of like a noise effect, from what I remember reading. I can't exactly remember, but this is kind of like just the information that I've been wanting to get out for a while about the new Wizarding World. Now, as for the time that it may actually open, no idea. Let's take into consideration. When they built the rocket, it opens August 16th, was its soft opening date of 2009, and they really didn't start ground production, like actually work construction on it, until it was in December, more of, sort of 2008. Because, I've been there so many times, I literally was watching it being built. I mean, each time I come back, I'm like every month, almost. So, it was really cool being able to watch it. But yeah, that's about, let's see, it's about 9 months. It's not bad. But, even then, that's a lot easier. You didn't have as much build. I mean, well, there was a lot to build, but at the same time, you don't have all the little details of the scenery and all that. So, either way, but when we look at the, so that took about 9 months for the rocket, and now let's look at the original Wizarding World. That actual construction on it didn't really start until, April, March around, I think, of '09, and then it opens, you know, June 18th of 2010. So that was a little over a year. But now, of course, they've always been doing the groundwork. You know, like the rocket, way back in the beginning of '08, they were starting to mark little, like, signals and put up little flags for, like, where everything's going to be, where they're going to start having to drill pylons and stuff like that. So it all got, you know, they work on it early, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure they probably already have this pretty much planned out, because, you know, you wouldn't close JAWS until you're ready to really start on this. So I think we can look probably at about a year and a half from now. This may be out, hopefully. So, because they still have to demolish JAWS, and that's a lot to do. Which they already have you walking. They already have, like, the giant wooden walls up. You know how they did with the rocket and the giant walls, and they did with Wizarding World. They have the big, so you have to walk. You still can walk the Amity area, but you can't really see anything. You got the walls beside you. So they haven't really started actual demolishization, yet. So we have the Wizarding World to look forward to. We got Gringotts Bank. We got a Leaky Cauldron, perhaps. Definitely another restaurant. I don't know if it'll be a Leaky Cauldron, whatever it is. More shops. The Hogwarts Express connection of the two parks, and just an all-around good addition. I'm gonna miss JAWS. Really want them to keep the props for it, like the giant shark and stuff. They could put it on display somewhere in the park. Something, gosh, please, something, because so many of us loved it. Such a good ride. But I just, you know, I think I at least keep something of it. So, either way, that was pretty much the review. If you have any ideas or any information on anything else that I might have possibly missed, feel free to leave a comment, you know, down there. I have no problem with the comments. Enjoy them. And pretty much every comment that people make, I almost can guarantee that I will comment back. No matter what it is. I don't care if it's even saying, oh, sure, thanks. You know, whatever it is, I'll say something. So, thanks so much for watching. I really hope this information type stuff helped a lot of you. And, you know, now we just get to sit and watch and wait and look forward to a long time of waiting, but it's gonna be well worth it. I really do think so. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's my computer, just in case. Like, yeah. So, yeah. Bye.